एक चळवळ कशी जाल्ली हांगा ओल्ड गोवा भितर आनीक ताजे उपरांत आमी कांय जाण तितून त्या दिसाक वावुरताले. पण आता कशें फुडें व्हरपाचें ताजेर विचार करून सगळो विचार करून आमी एक डिमांड लेटर म्हणजे डिमांड कशें ह्या ओल्ड गोवा बद्दल. ओल्ड गोवा फक्त तितल्या पुरतच न्ही, हांगा पयर कितें जालां तें की इन्फॉर्मेशन सेंटर जे बांदूंक वताले तितल्या पुरतं न्ही, बट आफ्टर डीप रिसर्च आमचो प्रोफेसर प्रज्वल बाबा आसा हांगा, योगेश आसा, तसोच आवेडतीन आसा, आमी कांय ताजेर गंभीरतायेन विचार करून हो एक डिटेल लेटर सेंटराक बरयल्या. मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कल्चर न्यूज सेक्रेटरी टू गव्हर्मेंट ऑफ इंडिया जॉईन जाल्ले आसा हालींच विवेक अगरवाल. हे 2-4 दीस जाले जॉईन जाल्यार तांच्याच हातान ही लेटर पडल्या आनी हे लेटरीन कंप्लीट म्हणजे फूल हिस्ट्री नॉट जस्ट पर्टेनिंग टू द पोर्चुगीज पिरियड पण ताचे फाटल्यान ताचे पयलीं ताचो जो इतिहास आसा ते सगळे मांडून आमी कांय डिमांड घातल्या हाजेर. आनी एक हांव सांगता हातून की मोरलेस पळयलें जाल्यार स्टेट गव्हर्नमेंट सोडलो जाल्यार बाकीच्यांक सगळ्यांक इंट्रस्ट आसा टुवर्ड्स प्रिजर्वेशन ऑफ दीस युनेस्को हेरिटेज सायट. स्टेट गव्हर्नमेंट लेवलाचेर जी यंत्रणा आसा ती पळयली जाल्यार सदांच फाटीं, म्हणजे एक पावल सुद्दां फुडें मारपाक तयारी दाखयना. सो हाजेर कितें आसा, एक भिरांत आसा की युनेस्को स्टेटस जो गव्हर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडियान एप्लिकेशन करून मेळोवन घेतलेलो ह्या सायटीक तो फाल्यां वी शूड नॉट लूज इट. सो हें सुरवात करून हांव प्रज्वल बाबा कडेन मागतां हाचेर मातशें विस्तारीत सांगपाक what exactly is the issue and what exactly are the demands before the government of India. We only expect government of India to act on this. Kidak so many stakeholders are there, authorities wise central government asa, Ministry of Culture, tanche being ASI asa. With ASI officials also I had a personal meeting in the sense understand their point of view. आणि मागीर स्टेट गव्हर्नमेंट आसा आनी स्टेट गव्हर्नमेंटाच्यो एजन्सीज सगळ्यो टाउन कंट्री प्लॅनिंग मागीर त्यो पंचायत आनी कितें सगळें आसा तें. सो आय रिक्वेस्ट प्रज्वल टू थ्रो लायट ऑन दिस.
ओल्ड गोवा ही एक वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज सायट जावन आसा आनी वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज सायट जाल्ल्या कारणान 1 किलोमीटर अप टू 1 किलोमीटर अवे फ्रॉम द वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज सायट नो डेव्हलपमेंट कॅन टेक प्लेस असो युनेस्कोचो रूल आसा. युनेस्को दॅट इज युनायटेड नेशन्स एज्युकेशनल सायंटिफिक कल्चरल ऑर्गनायझेशन जे आसा ताचो रूल आसा. सो युनेस्को रूल, ASI रूल, गोवा सर्कल प्लस दिल्ली प्लस स्टेट आर्किओलॉजी. सो देर आर मेनी स्टेक होल्डर्स, मेनी एजन्सीज दॅट प्रोटेक्ट ओल्ड गोवा. बट इज ओल्ड गोवा ट्रुली प्रोटेक्टेड? कारण थंय एक बंगलो बांदला विदिन द वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज सायट प्रिसिंग जो तुम्ही पळयला आसतलो. That bungalow is almost complete. That is the biggest violation, I think, in the whole world, where a bungalow is constructed within the world heritage site of UNESCO. Now, when you look at Old Goa, आम्ही या लेटरान हो इतिहास दिला, हिस्ट्री दिल्या की Old Goa is not only Portuguese period. Old Goa has pre-Portuguese period. Old Goaची हिस्ट्री जर पळयली जाल्यार it was called Ela, आणि Ela ताजे आमकां रेफरन्स मेळटा रायट फ्रॉम 11th सेंच्युरीचो राजबीद जो कदंब राजा जयकेशी I हाणें बांदिल्लो राजबीद दॅट इज कनेक्टिंग द सेकंड कॅपिटल ऑफ गोवा गोपकपट्टना टू ओल्ड गोवा. सो 9 किलोमिटर्स वयर एक लॅटरायट रोड आसा. That road which was built by Kadamba King Jaikeshi I in 11th century connecting the two ports Zuari and Mandavi, that is totally violated. ताजेर डामर घाल्लो तेन्ना आमी ताजेर आंदोलन केल्लें. थंय ते डामर घाला, थंय बंगले बांदतात, थंय लॉट ऑफ डेव्हलपमेंट इज टेकिंग प्लेस. मागीर वयर म्हणजे देर इज ओल्ड गोवा विच इज ऑन टॉप ऑफ द हिल अँड देर इज ओल्ड गोवा विच इज डाऊन. So what I am talking right now is pre-Portuguese Old Goa. So थंय मिलिटरी बॅरक्स आसा, अंडरग्राउंड पॅलेस ऑफ सौंदेकार आसा. सौंदेकार राजाक जो शेल्टर दिल्लो पोर्तुगीजांनी, अंडरग्राउंड पॅलेस, दॅट पॅलेस इज स्टील देर. lying in a totally neglected condition, but it is there. If you go inside Kadamba Plateau, भितर जर गेलो जाल्यार you will find the underground palace. मागीर 12th century ची ब्रह्मपुरी जी कदंबा क्वीन कमला देवीन बांदिल्ली ताजे अवशेष असतात. फुडें मागीर ताजे फाटल्यान गोरक्ष मठ आसा, which was later on used by the Portuguese as gallows. मागीर थंय एक आर्क आसा, फोर्ट आर्क, which is still there. 16th century chapel asa, वयर भितर सारखे, very very old chapel. Nobody must have seen it. Plus wells, tanks, ponds, lotus ponds of the queens. So because it was called Kadamba Plateau because of all these reasons. Then there are many things that the Portuguese and एक fort बांदिल्लो तो आसा वयर, आणि big fortification wall around which करमळे जर तुम्ही पळयले, the wall gate can be still seen. So all around Old Goa, it is top. There are so many heritage things. There are fort walls. There are several things there. But ते वयले जे आसा ते notify जावना, it is not enjoying any legal protection. So it is free. Builders are free. तेन्ना आमी PWD कडे इन्स्पेक्शन करून घेतिल्लें आणि ते स्टॉप केल्लें. मागीर मोट आसा व्हडली खंदक, that is being filled up by the builders. So everywhere so the top Old Goa, which is called Ella, even down that is Ella only, that entire thing, and through garbage treatment plant येवपाचो आशिल्लो. When there are 7 churches and convents which are under World Heritage, plus there are many other churches and chapels also on the hills. There are 7 hills of Old Goa. Their hills are crowned by churches, and in the vicinity a garbage treatment plant is supposed to come. It's a big andolan we had done that time. So ashe itle violent kiosk, buildings, people are constructing all over. Okay, आता आर्सेनल जे तेन्ना आमी वाचयल्लें, there is Elvis बाबान योगेशान वचून थंय आंदोलन केलें. थंय कॅनन बॉल्स मेळ्ळा, आर्सेनल that full where the weapons were being made. That आणि plus you have monuments of the Adil Shahi period. Adil Shahcho fort wall is there. Adil Shah's fort wall is there. Adil Shah's fort palace site is there. मागीर the temples that were demolished, ताजे कदंबा इराचे temple doorway आसा, the Kadamba lion is there on that. Where Adil Shah's palace, Kadamba lion asa, मागीर the gods and goddesses तो दरवट asa next to the Cajetan church, and next to it is the big bungalow which is there. So complete violations after violations are seen in Old Goa. That is why Elvis Bab, myself, Yogesh, Avertin Bab, we have written a letter to the central agency, because this issue has to be taken to the center now. Because ASI हांगा आसून, Goa State Archaeology आसून, पंचायत आसून कितें फायदो? Violations are seen every day in Old Goa. Old Goa कदंबा टायमाचे जालें, मागीर आदिल शाहचे ते हेडक्वॉर्टर्स आशिल्ले, मागीर पोर्तुगीजांनी घेतलें. From 1510, in 1530, Old Goa became the capital. It was called Ciudad de Goa, Rome of the Orient, Pearl of the East. It was described variously. Before it was shifted to Panjim, Old Goa was the capital. Old Goa म्हणजे वेल्या Goa, to distinguish it from Nova Goa, that is Panjim. So अशे historically rich, plus houses of Fidalgos, कितलेशोच churches, Basilica से Cathedral, Rosary Church, Anthony's Chapel, Saint Augustine Complex, मागीर Cajetan Church, Milagres Church, Viceroys are कितल्योशोच different Franciscan churches, Francis of Assisi, मागीर Saint Catherine Chapel, the first Christian structure that was built in Goa was in Old Goa, and Saint Cathedral. अशे साबार churches आशिल्ले, अशे important अशी World Heritage Site today is seeing violations galore. So what is the ASI's role? What is the state archaeology role? What is the panchayat's role? We are questioning this, and we have now represented to the center ministry, central ministry, because it is a World Heritage Site. It might face the threat of being denotified. So we are worried. So that is why we are taking this press conference, and through the media we want to state it very loud and clear that Old Goa needs protection. Old Goa needs master plan. Everything is written over there. Elvis Bab will tell you about the master plan, and Avertin Bab and Yogesh will also tell you further.
So Prajalan सांगला ताजेर, I will just read out to you more or less what are our demands. Okay. First, we have described Old Goa as a World Heritage under threat. Then, how rich Old Goa is, not just as a Portuguese era, but beyond that. then the universal value of that and the sacred sites pay asa taje significance, other historical features, architectural heritage आणि हाऊ इट कम्स अंडर थ्रेट. आम्ही त्या बंगलोच्या आता ऑलरेडी सांगला इलिगल स्ट्रक्चर्स आता अनरेग्युलेटेड वेंडिंग ऑल अराउंड, गार्बेज ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट, दीज आर सम फॅक्टर्स दॅट कॅन कम इन द वे ऑफ प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ दिस साइट. आणि फायनली आमचे रेकमेंडेशन, वी हॅव रेकमेंडेड अ कंप्लीट होलिस्टिक अप्रोच, नॉट जस्ट द एज आय सेड नॉट जस्ट द पोर्चुगीज एरा बट विच विल गो बियॉन्ड दॅट, इवन द 10th century 11th century period. And the richness of this whole area, both upper Old Goa and the lower Old Goa, Magir, we have demanded that there should be a formulation of an implementation of a comprehensive master plan. This is very important. कित्याक लोक जायते फावटी master plan म्हणटा, पण exactly what that master plan is, sometimes it is missed out. So we have demanded that there should be a comprehensive master plan, strict enforcement of existing laws. आता सगळें कितें देशांत चलता ते कायद्याचेर चलता न्ही. सो देर आर व्हेरी स्ट्रॉंग लॉज वीच आर इग्नोर्ड हियर बाय द कन्सर्न एजन्सीज. देन दॅट वी हॅव डिमांडेड फॉर्म्युलेशन ऑफ द हेरिटेज बायलॉज. नाव एक इम्पॉर्टंट हें म्हणल्यार जाणा जावन घेवंक जाय. When the Amasa Act was amended, one important provision that was inserted therein is each state must make their heritage bylaws for the protected sites. Unfortunately, Goa is one which has not made the heritage bylaws for the UNESCO protected site. मागीर आमी इलिगल कन्स्ट्रक्शनाचेर that should be addressed म्हटलं. Strategies for sustainable tourism. ह्या आतां टुरिझम चल्लां तें चड दीस सस्टेन जावचें ना. That is what we are worried about. How to sustain the tourism by keeping the character of the place intact, the heritage character of the place intact. तो एक डिमांड घातला. Local communities, involvement of local communities, enhance collaboration and awareness among local communities. कित्याक फायनली ताजे बेनिफीट कितें आसा सस्टेनेबल टुरिझमाचे, we have demanded that it should go to the local communities. We have demanded that garbage plant has no place there. It should be relocated. And protecting those sites, आता प्रजालन जे म्हटलां, कांय अश्यो आमच्यो साइट्स आसा which have remained unprotected. कायद्याचे हितून हाडूंक ना. आता युनेस्को साइट आसा ती कायद्यान ESI इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर दॅट. पूण बरेचशे आर्टिफॅक्ट्स आसा, बरेचशे अश्यो रिच टेपेस्ट्री ऑफ द प्लेस is remaining unprotected that we have demanded should be protected. So this is written to the government of India. We will follow up on this to its logical end. This is what we can say today.
I would like to thank Prajal Sakadante for really enlightening us with so much of information that shows that this place is so rich in history. Any other country would have not only protected but promoted and developed this place for tourism purpose. When we have such rich history, because Old Goa was one of the top 6 cities, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So having this rich history, we are shocked that this Goa government has absolutely no plan to save these cities. The entire history is getting wiped out under our eyes, and nobody cares about it. This, you see Egypt and other countries, how they have protected their historical sites and ensures that the world comes and sees these places. What we are getting today, tourism, is our cheap tourists who only come for alcohol, drugs and women or for trafficking. After having complained, we have all given our written complaints to Archaeological Survey of India, the Old Goa Police, and also the Panchayat. There is absolutely no action except for the issuance of the stop work order by ASI. We had demanded the recovery of the material which was removed from that site. Till today, the material has not been brought back. We don't know where it has gone. We don't know where it is it being disposed or whether it is sold, because these are the rich, priceless artifacts which have been taken away from the historical site. We request once again the Archaeological Survey of India, the police, the Panchayat and all the Goa government to please investigate where this material has gone and ensure that the material is brought back and the place is restored to its original state. This is very important, crucial, and 1 month has passed. 24th March we had filed a complaint. Till today, no action. Absolutely no action. This goes to show that the Goa government has no regard for our history, for protection of our historical sites. Very fact that they want to propose, they have proposed a garbage treatment plant in a historical site is highly condemnable. Nobody in the world will do such a foolish thing, putting a garbage site. Only Michael Lobo can think of this, nobody else. So we request that these sites have to be protected and promoted, and it can be a rich source of income for the tourism industry. It's a dying industry today in Goa. Thank you very much.
गोयचे राज्यान जर ASI पयलें नाजाल्यार आर्किओलॉजी सर्वे म्हणजे ASI ऑर एल्स द लोकल आर्कायव्स डिपार्टमेंट जर पयलें इट इज म्हाका दिसता हे जे बेसिक जर काम करपाक तेंचे कडेन जायना जाल्यार हे डिपार्टमेंट सरकारान बंद करचे. हे डिपार्टमेंटाची जर गरज ना हे बंद करचे ऑफिसान आनी घर बसचे तेणी. वेन द पब्लीक रिक्वेस्ट दिस पर्टिक्युलर डिपार्टमेंट टू टेक केअर ऑफ द हेरिटेज म्हणजे तेंचे काम लोकांनी तांकां याद करप, तांचें काम प्रेसान तांकां याद करप आनी हे वेगोनी एक वेग हे म्हाका दिसता फाटले 15 ते 20 वर्सां हे चालूच आसा. जर किल्ले जर हेरिटेज मॉन्युमेंट्स ना जाल्यार जे हेरिटेज जे एक्सकवेशन जाता आसतना जे कितें आर्टिफॅक्ट्स मेळटा ते जर प्रोटेक्शन करपाची तांची क्षमता जर ना जाल्यार दे आर इनकॉम्पिटंट सिटींग इन दॅट डिपार्टमेंट. एंड इफ दे फील दॅट दे आर कॉम्पिटंट इनफ दॅट दे हॅव टू एक्ट within the next 24 hours to 48 hours from the time of the complaints given to the particular department through the press or through the written contents. This is the problem in Goa, wherein the सरकार जे आसा आमचे ते समजुपाक तांकां अजुनूय तांकां डिफिकल्ट जाता काय कितें जाता तें म्हाका कळना. दे आर नॉट अंडरस्टँडिंग दॅट द major part and the portion of the tourists come to Goa to see the heritage and the history of Goa. What makes Goa unique in the rest of the country is the amalgamation of the different cultures, history and the heritage for which people come here to witness this beautiful amalgamation between the communities and the heritage. So here the administrator itself failed to understand the basic responsibility and ताजे खरें म्हाका दिसता गोंयान आनी गोंयकाराक आनी गोंयच्या टुरिझम सेक्टराक हो सगळ्यान व्हडलें दुर्दैव. एंड आय थिंक थ्रू दीस प्रेस कॉन्फरन्स वी वॉन्ट टू एड्रेस दीस इश्यूज दॅट प्लीज वेक अप आनी डोंट टेस्ट अप नो टाइम्स ऑफ पीपल द एंगर ऑफ द पीपल बिकॉज बाय देन अल्टिमेटली इज गोन बी टू लेट.
एक आहा तुमी सदांच हें करता आसतना ओन्ली त्या बंगल्याचेर फोकस आसता तुमचो. आतां थिंगा वायलेशन व्हडलें वायलेशन जालां पळय तें म्हणटा पळय तें एक्सपोजिशन आमचें पळय तें हें आसलेलें फॅसिलिटी जालेले पळय ते थिंगा ऑलरेडी बिल्ड केलेले आहा. 10 दिसांनी ते मोडपाचें म्हणून सांगलेलें अजून मोडूंक ना. एक्सपोजिशन सेक्रेटेरिएट जो आहा थिंगा ऑलरेडी पुलीस स्टेशन शिफ्ट केलें. तेजेर तुमी कित्याक लागून हें करना? इज इट डिलिबरेट ऑन युअर पार्ट दॅट यू आर नॉट फोकसिंग ऑन दॅट?
केन्ना जालें दॅट इज नॉट पुलीस स्टेशन केन्ना जालां?
पुलीस स्टेशन आतां आमचें काल शिफ्ट जालें थिंगा. पूण तुमकां खबर आसलेली की एक्सपोजिशनाचें जें पळय टेम्पररी तांकां बिल्ड करपाक लायसन्स दिलेलें ESI पासून टेम्पररी दिलां. आफ्टर 10 days ऑफ द एक्सपोजिशन काबार जावन मागीर म्हणलें तें मोडूंक जाय. ते मोडूंक ना पूण तेजेर तुमी कित्याक फोकस करना? बाय डिलिबरेट
ना वी विल नोट दिस.
लास्ट टायम तेन्ना बिस्मार्काच्या टायमार तेन्ना तशेंच जाल्लें एंड दॅट टायम वी हॅड गॉट इट डिमॉलिश्ड. So this time it is they were demanded last time.
No, I think in the
ना सी कितें आहा मरे
हेजेर तुमी कित्याक ते
ना आयकून घे I'll throw light on that.
पूण जेन्ना पळय हे ते मेजर वायलेशन जालां थिंगा अजून पासून ते स्ट्रक्चर थिंगा आहा हेच आहा. नॉट ओन्ली दॅट ती पळय पिलग्रीम विलेज आहा पळय पिलग्रीम विलेज थिंगा स्ट्रक्चर आहा हेच आहा. यू आर नॉट फोकसिंग ऑन दॅट. तुमी मास्टर प्लॅन म्हणटा जाल्यार हिंगा वायलेशन करूंक जाता जाल्यार तुमी मास्टर प्लॅन कहलो.
There was a master plan that this issue would not have come up.
लिसन आमचो मास्टर प्लॅन डिमांड आसा तो आयचो आनी कालचो न्हय. इट हॅज बीन गोईंग ऑन एंड वी आर नॉट द ओनली पीपल हू हॅव डिमांडेड अ मास्टर प्लॅन. पीपल हॅव बीन डिमांडिंग इट फॉर इयर्स टुगेदर एटलीस्ट टू द बेस्ट ऑफ माय नॉलेज. आमी तो रिटेरेट करता मास्टर प्लॅन. आतां तूं पळय सांगता दॅट टेम्पररी स्ट्रक्चर्स ओल्ड गोवा एक्सपोजिशनाक घातलेले इफ दे आर टेम्पररी ऑफ टेम्पररी नेचर इज परमिसिबल. दॅट इज वाय दे वर देअर listen to me.
So,
Now if there was, no, let me complete.
No, I will interrupt.
Let me complete.
तुम्ही पळय थिंगा आसनाला प्रोटेस्ट करपाक गेलेले तुका दिसता ते टेम्पररी बांधला काय म्हणून
No, listen to me. What is temporary and what is permanent? There is a world of a difference. What is temporary? Because they were permissible, perhaps they were erected. Nobody made an issue out, during the exposition. Otherwise, during exposition, this issue should have been raised. Now, having
during exposition, okay, during exposition, कोणेच raise करू ना. So you are raising all the other issues.
Tuka Marao, I will share this with you, so you will get a fair idea of what we are demanding. See, don't doubt our intentions.
It is not deliberate. It cannot
Nothing
be
is deliberate, and we are
Nothing
not-
is deliberate. It may be an oversight on
आता
our
तू
part,
पोलीस
but
स्टेशन
it is
हाडला
not
म्हणटा
deliberate.
पोलीस स्टेशन केन्ना हाडला सॅटर्डे आज मंडे आमकां कशें गमतलें पोलीस स्टेशन हाडला म्हणून
Yes, it tells
वी आर नॉट अवेअर या
Whenever exposition is held, they used to put up temporary structure, bamboo channel. This time, before 1 month before, they put up a concrete structure.
permanent structure बाबा
But it was written by SI that this is all temporary, should be removed or dismantled.
within 10 days. आता
Within 10
exposition
days.
कापर जमता
Now-
चालेल.
Conclusion of
Yeah, so
Now
what is
that
the
we are-
job of the ASI, the state
Not to
archaeology? They are the agencies, they are paid to protect that. They are paid to protect, it's their job. So they are not doing their job, I must say this.
बरें जालें विचारून सो दिस message will go and despite that we will write also to them not that you have pointed this out we will write to the ASI because it is their job आता योगेशान आताच सांगला if these agencies cannot do their job they have to pack off and go because we are paying them to
They
do this
cannot
job.
do their job. That is why the big bungalow has come. No, a big bungalow has come right in front of the ASI office. So that is so they are paid to do their job, which means they are not doing their job. This is what I can say.
तर तुम्ही फक्त स्पेसिफिक म्हणून then when you are talking about old Goa, it has to be for everybody.
तू आमची लेटर वाच we will send letter
UNESCO site हे
Yeah.
tag वचोंक शकता. These structures also UNESCO tag वचोंक शकता.
Yes.
How we can allow that?
Yeah.
अरे वी आर डिमांडिंग एक्शन नो अनिल पळय आता हेजेर एक तू पॅराग्राफ आसा इलिगल स्ट्रक्चर देर आर 70 structures that are reportedly illegal by their own admission ASI's own admission there are 70 plus illegal structures so we have written about this
There are
Why
several
we should-
structures on
why
the
we
hill
should
which
not be-
do not enjoy any legal protection.
why we should not be
Neither
concerned
the-
about even these temporary so-called temporary structures which were put during exposition
So ह्याच्या बाबतीत तुम्ही कोणाक कंप्लेन करता आता?
इथून सगळेच we will now that you have brought it to our notice
Regarding exposition structure.
पोलीस स्टेशन येणार
ते पुरी आणि पार्टिक्युलरली ते एक्सपोजिशन सेक्रेटरीएटान आता पोलीस स्टेशन शिफ्ट केला
हे पळय जो सरकार न्हू ताका इल्लेशे सुद्दां कॉग्नायझन्स घेवपाक पुरो आतां तुवें रेज केलें आमी उलयलें हें सुद्दां पुरो तांकां जर दोळे आनी कान आसा जाल्यार इट डजंट रिक्वायर एलॉबरेट फॉर ते कंप्लेन दिवपाक जाय बट नेवरदलेस वी विल गिव दॅट इज शुअर
There is a portfolio of archaeology. There is state archaeology. There is ASI. There is all the agencies are there. Panchayat is there. So what is their role? So the questions are asked to the activists, but what is their role?
क्वेश्चन कित्याक लागून विचारला जाणार
Good, you ask this question so that we can at least made an accusation. No,
Oh.
so that at least we can
No,
make
it
an
enlighten us
accusation.
also. It
That
enlighten
sometimes
us
the
also.
media also enlightens us. Na? So we can make an open education that what is the role, job of the ASI, because the ASI office is right there. That time there was the Inquisition site there. On that top of the Inquisition site, ASI chemical lab was built. The Inquisition site was buried. So tashi violations ASI themselves have done in the past. So it is good that you have raised this question. So what is the role of the ASI? The ASI has to look into it. The way सगळे violations चलता, builders are filling up the moat which is historical. Rajbid, the Kadamba era 11th century road, they tarred half of it because there are laterite stones there, still exposed. Laterite is there. 9 kilometers I have travelled along the road. That also is being violated. So those who are paid to do their jobs, that means they are not doing their job. How can the bungalow come up right in front of the ASI office?
सी टू द बेस्ट ऑफ आवर नॉलेज अँड बिलीफ अँड एबिलिटी आम्ही ह्या लेटरान 5 पेजीची लेटर बरयल्या ती नॉट अ स्मॉल लेटर अँड वी हॅव एस्कलेटेड इट टू द सेंटर विथ अ डेलिबरेट इंटेन्शन because it is a center that moved a nomination before the UNESCO to get this recognized. Central government is the state player before the UNESCO to get it recognized as a World Heritage Site. The same center. We are not concerned about which parties, political parties are in power. The state, the government of India is responsible. That is why we have taken it up. हितून तुका बरेचशे मेळटले.
मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कल्चर दे एक्ट इमिजिएटली म्हणून आयकलां. We don't know. So we are addressing to them. And there is one more thing. The Madhav Tirth म्हणून आसा, there is an underground tunnel आसा, Brahmapuri, Gomanteshwar temple. Underground tunnel आसा, and the folklore is that from that underground tunnel you can reach Pandharpur, which of course is just a folklore. But there is an underground tunnel. So that also is endangered. Somebody was telling me the other day. So there is a threat to Old Goa from all the sides, from builders, from politicians, from the government, from the agencies, from the central government who are permitting the bungalows to come up with